Hello students, welcome back to computer class. I am your computer digital mentor, and in this class we will start with our second chapter, that is computer network. So before we start our chapter, here we have some learning outcomes. So let's read our first point, know about computer network and its components. Second, learn about different types of network. And lastly, know about devices that are used to connect to a computer network. So, let's read our first topic of this chapter, that is about computer network. A computer network is a collection of computers connected together for sharing information, hardware, software, resources. A network can be formed with wired or wirelessly. A network of computer is needed for the communication between computers. It provides easy and quick way of data communication between the computer and other computing devices. This data can be in the form of text, pictures, audio, video, animation, files, or other types. The computer network plays a vital role in the field of information technology, that is IT. Now, let's read advantages of computer network. So students, in this topic we are going to read about some advantages of computer network. Networking of computer is a basic need of today's world. There are many advantages of a computer network. Some of them are as follows. So let's read. First is resource sharing. Resources such as printers, scanners, and modems can be shared by connecting them in a network. This saves space of the work area and it's financially viable. Second, security. Sensitive files and programs on a network are protected by password. They can be made available as read-only. This helps in avoiding copying of programs. Third, speed. Sending and receiving file using a computer network is rapid. It saves time and is more convenient as compared to file which are manually delivered. Fourth, centralized software management. Software can be loaded on the main computer, that is the file server. Thus, it eliminates the need to spend time and energy installing, updating and tracking file on the independent computer throughout the same building. Fifth, cost efficient. Individually licensed copies of many popular software program can be costly. Storing the software on a file server and then making it available to the other computer connected to it saves money. Now, apart from advantages, we have some disadvantages too. So let's read disadvantages of a computer network. First is, if the network stops operating, then the computer connected to the network cannot be used, thus affecting the performance of the entire system. Second, if the server develops a fault, then user may not be able to run the application program and chances of data loss are more. Third, it becomes difficult to manage as the number of computers on a network increases. And fourth, as traffic increases on a network, the performance degrades unless it is designed properly. Now our next topic is basic components of a network. Computers are connected on a network using some hardware components. Following are the different components of a computer network. So first is server. A server is a computer that manages the network resources, software and file. It is normally dedicated, that is its performance no other task beside the allocated task. For example, a file server is a computer that manages storage and retrieval of files. A printer server is a computer that manages one or more printers required in a network. So students, here you can see the picture of workstation connected to a server. Now, did you know network operating system is a software used to control all the information transfer activities on the network. Windows NT is a popular network operating system. Now again we have a, now students, did you know a switch is a smarter replacement of a hub? This is because hub transfer the data received from a NIIC to all the computer, whereas a switch transfer it to the specific computer. Now, next is workstation. A workstation is a computer intended for individual use in a networking environment. It is like a personal computer, except that it is connected to other computers as well as to the main computer, that is the server. Here you can see a picture of workstation. Next is network interface card, that is NIC. So network interface card NIC is a piece of hardware placed inside the system unit. It is a part of the motherboard. It is designed to allow computer to communicate over a computer network. It provides physical access to a networking media. Here you can see the picture of network interface card. Now let's read hub. A hub is a device that connects multiple devices and makes them work as a single network segment. A hub has multiple ports. A specific cable connects the hub to the NIC. The NIC transfer the data in a computer to a hub, which then transfer it to the other connected computer. This is the picture of a hub. Now, brain teaser. How is a network useful in communication between mobile phone and telephones? So students, discuss this question with your teacher and your classmates. Now, let's jump to our next topic, that is types of network. A network is classified on the basis of the geographical area and technology used. A computer network can be classified into the following types. So now we have some types. So let's read our first, personal area network, that is PAN. This type of network usually includes a computer, a cell phone and or a handheld computer devices such as tablet. These days, we often see people transferring images from their mobile phone to the computer or transferring music file from their computer to their cell phones. People also use such network to transfer files including email and calendar appointments. Personal area network can be constructed with or without cables, that is wirelessly. This is the picture of a personal area network. Now, let's read local area network, that is LAN. LAN is implemented over a relatively small area, like connecting computer within a single building, or we can say one office or organization. Each node in a LAN has a CPU which can execute program, but it can share details from other terminal also. All the terminal in the LAN can be share the same expensive device such as laser printer, Ethernet and FDDI are example of LANs. Here you can see a picture of a local area network. Now, here we have metropolitan area network, that is MAN. This type of network connects smaller network around a town or city. It is smaller than WAN but larger than LAN. MANs are usually characterized by a very high speed connection using fiber optical cables. We can say all the universities or colleges in a particular city can be connected using MAN. Here is the picture of metropolitan area network, MAN. Now next we have wide area network, that is WAN. A wide area network is a geographical dispersed telecommunication network. It connects networks such as between different buildings, towns or even countries. A WAN may comprise of many LANs. Internet is the best example of WAN. This is the picture of wide area network, that is WAN. Now, next is enterprise private network, that is EPN. An enterprise private connect different company sites like head office, branch office, remote location, production and operation sites, inventory and procurements, etc. and facilitates sharing of resources that are specific to that network. Now, this is the picture of enterprise private network. Now, next topic is the internet. The internet is the biggest network of computers connecting billions of networks together across the globe. It connects thousands of computers worldwide. It provides many useful services such as World Wide Web, that is www, email and so on. You can connect your computer to the internet through telephone line or wirelessly. This is the picture of the internet is the biggest network of computers. Now students, our next topic is cloud network. A cloud network provides different applications through an internet connection. There is no need to install specialized hardware and software in the user machine for using different services. The user at front end can access data and applications from the cloud, a network of machines at back end. Hence, it would be correct to say that the cloud is a huge database or a collective resource that provide different services through internet connection. Here is the picture of a cloud network. Now students, let's jump to our next topic, that is types of transmission channels. The medium used for transmission of data between the nodes in a network is called transmission channels. This channel can be wired or wireless. So students, did you know the hardware used to transmit data across the network is called the media? It may include copper cable, fiber optic or wireless transmission. And there is another type of network connecting multiple LANs confined within a campus. It is known as campus area network, that is CAN. This network is smaller than MAN. For example, different colleges connected in the same university campus, branches of the same office in a specific region, and so on. Now let's read about wired transmission channels. Wired transmission channel help in transmission of data over a wire-based networking. A few examples of wired channel are explained here. First is coaxial cable. It is one of the cheapest and the most commonly used wire-based networking cable. This type of cable is suitable for transmitting signal of low power over a small distance. They are widely used in small networks like cable, TV, etc. This is the picture of coaxial cable. Now next is twisted pair cable. It consists of two independently installed wires twisted around one another. The twisting eliminates hindrance of signals due to adjacent pairs or other sources. Twisted pair cable is used by older telephone network. It is the least expensive type of local area network, LANs. Cable, most network contain some twisted pair cable at some point along the network. However, over long distance at high data rates, it does not guarantee data integrity. So students, did you know there are generally two types of twisted pair cable? These are shielded twisted pair, that is STP, and unshielded twisted pair, that is UTP. This is the picture of twisted pair cable. Now our next topic is fiber optics cables. It is made up of optical fiber that use the concept of light for the transmission of data. This is a new technology, so it is quite expensive. High speed data can travel over a long distance with less damage to the data. It is steadily replacing copper wire as an appropriate means of communication through signal transmission. This is the picture of fiber optic cable. Now students, let's start our next topic, that is wireless transmission channels. Wireless communication is the transfer of information over a distance without the use of wires. It is the fastest growing segment of the communication industry. These days, the distance involved may be short, that is a few meters, as in the case of television, remote control, or long as in the case of thousands or millions of kilometers. For radio communication, there are many types of wireless network that make data communication possible, both over long range and short range. All of these networks operate at different frequencies. Some example of wireless communications are remotes of electronic devices, Bluetooth, cell phones, wireless networking, wireless computer devices like mouse and keyboards, satellite televisions, and radio waves. So students, did you know Wi-Fi, that is wireless fidelity, is a wireless LAN technology that enables laptop, PCs and other devices to connect easily to the internet. Now let's read further. There can be various channels for wireless transmission. A few are explained here. First is radio wave. Radio waves are generally used for long distance wireless communication. The signals can pass through thick objects such as non-metallic substance. Radio waves are used in radio communication, that is AM or FM, communication, satellites, radars, computers, computer network, etc. Next is infrared. Infrared is one of the most primitive forms of wireless communication. It is an electromagnetic radiation. It is basically suitable for short distance communication. For example, television and remote control connect. Television and remote control connect to each other using infrared rays. The signal travel in a straight line and cannot penetrate walls. Then we have microwave. Microwave is the most commonly used wireless transmission medium and is spread widely across the world. Most of the wireless access point and wireless devices work on microwave communication. The communication medium is not only cost effective but widely used in cellular communication as well. Then we have Bluetooth. Bluetooth is another wireless communication medium operating over short distance. It has normal range of approximately 3 to 300 feet depending on the devices connecting. These devices can be mobile phones, personal computers, laptops, digital cameras, MP3 players, etc. Bluetooth enabled devices form a small network. In Bluetooth technology, 8 devices can be connected to each other at the same time. Bluetooth can also be found in the headsets, hand-free kits, wireless keyboards and mouse. Bluetooth use the radio wave technology, which is not very expensive and has low power consumption. This technology is becoming popular because of its low cost and portability. This is the picture of a Bluetooth device. Next topic is network topology. A network topology is defined as how computers, printers and other devices are connected in a particular arrangement. It describes the layout of wires, devices and routing paths. It defines the arrangement pattern in which the terminals or nodes are connected with each other. Although you may feel that it is easier to start connecting wires and set up the network, it is quite complicated. You will find it easier to keep your network organized if you understand the different type of topologies and their usage, especially when you wish to increase the size of your network. Here, next is classification of network topology. There are 3 basic classification of network topologies. First is physical topologies, second is signal topologies, and last, third, we have logical topologies. Though there is slight difference between the signal and logical topologies, they are often mistaken to be the same. Here we shall study about the physical topologies in detail. So let's start physical topology. This specifies the mapping of the nodes of a network, the line of wires and connection between the nodes and cable system. Based on the interconnection between the nodes or terminal, there are 6 basic type of physical topologies. First is point-to-point topology, bus topology, star topology, ring topology, tree topology, mesh topology. So we are going to read all these topologies in detail. First, let's start with point-to-point topology. This is the simplest topology which exhibits in permanent connection between two ends. The simplest example of this kind of topology is the telephone, where 2 subscribers are connected from one end to the other. Another example is the person speaking over microphone in a public address system. When you were a kid, you would have played with the 2 tin cans, connecting them with a thread and using it as a phone, or would have connected 2 matchbox with a thread and used it as a phone. This is the perfect example of point-to-point topology. This is the picture showing point-to-point topology. Now here is bus topology. The bus topology was fairly popular in the early years of networking. It is easy to set up, but it is expensive. All devices in this topology are connected using single cable. If one node in the network fails, the other are not affected. The advantage of this topology is whenever you want to add a new node, it can be done without affecting the others. It is an extremely important that both ends of the main cable need to bounce back when it ends. Cable need to be terminated, otherwise signal will bounce back when it ends. If you need help remembering how the bus topology operates, think about a bus that make a particular route throughout a city. Also remember, a bus needs both starting and ending points. So this is the picture of a bus topology. Now let's read star topology. One of the most popular topologies for Ethernet LANs is the star topology. It is easy to set up and it is relatively cheap. The star topology works by connecting each node to a central device. This central connection allows us to have a fully functioning network, even when the other devices fail. The only real threat to this topology is that if this central device goes down, the entire network goes down. Star topology is better suited for small network. This is the picture of star topology. Now we have ring topology. In local area network, where the ring topology is used, each computer is connected to the network in a closed loop or ring. The signal passes through each machine or computer connected to the ring in one direction only. There is no central node in this pattern. This disadvantage of this topology is even if one node fails, the whole network stops working. This is the picture. Here you can see ring topology. Now next is tree topology. This is also known as hierarchical network. In this type of each node acts as host for other topology. As the name suggests, this pattern looks like a tree. Each node is the topology is connected to the main through another node. There is one root node which does not have any node above it in the hierarchy. This is the picture of a tree topology. Imagine a family tree which starts with the great grandparents and branches into grandparents, parents and children. This topology is somewhat similar to the family tree. Now we have mesh topology. In this topology, all the nodes are connecting to each other in some way or other. One node may be connected to any number of nodes in that network. This topology will create the most reliable network, though this is complicated in terms of connecting the nodes. There are methods by which the network is done. So, as to avoid complication also, this topology ensures that even if one node fails, the data is routed through the other nodes and is not lost or delayed because of failure of one node. This is the picture of mesh topology. Now we have hybrids. Hybrid network use two or more basic topologies to exhibit a new topology. For example, if a bus topology is connected to a bus topology, the result is again a bus topology. But if a star topology is connected to another star topology, the result is totally different topology. We call these kind of topologies as hybrid network topologies. The two common hybrids are star ring network, a star bus network. These networks have found popularity in computing application and they function very well. So students, this is it from the chapter. Now let's revise the full chapter through quick recap. A network consists of two or more computers linked together for the purpose of sharing resources. Next, workstation, server, hub, network interface card and transmission channel together form a network. Then, when network connects personal device of an individual, it forms the personal area network, that is PAN. When the computer are interconnected within a limited geographical area, it becomes a local area network, that is LAN. When a computer are interconnected within the same city, that is the branches located at different places in the same city, then it becomes a metropolitan area network, that is MAN. A network topology is how computers, printers and other devices are connected over a network. And last, there are three basic classification of network topologies: physical topologies, signal topologies and logical topologies. So students, this is it from the chapter. Soon we are going to learn about many interesting chapters of computer. Till then, revise what we learned today. Thank you.